It's time again for Health Monitor, the number one program that's shows you how to live a life in its healthiest way. To improve the quality of health and life and inspire you and give you the hope that you can live a healthy life every day. It's Health Monitor, yeah. Your guide to good health. It's Health Monitor, the number one health show, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of your favorite health program, Health Monitor, your guide to good health. I am Adenike Famujuro Fakayode, and today's program, as usual, we have the health tips segment, assisted conception, and body care. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
It's Health Monitor, the number one health show.
What can cabbage do for you? Cabbage is rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients, which are linked to heart health. It is a good source of fiber, which promotes gastrointestinal health. Abundant in vitamin C, which supports a healthy immune system. Renowned for its cancer-fighting properties, it helps to reduce the risk of prostate, breast, and other cancers. When choosing between red or white cabbage, go for the red. It contains more protective phytonutrients than white cabbages.
It's Health Monitor, the number one health show.
Since there are two tubes, if a woman has one of the tubes blocked, then there's a theoretical 50% chance in getting pregnant. We've had a 62-year-old woman got pregnant with twins and delivered.
Many women go from one hospital to the other, trying to cure what is not actually a disease.
Hello, good day viewers. You're welcome to the assisted conception part of the show, and I'm Dr. Ivy. So today we are going to be talking about fertility preservation. What do I mean by saying fertility preservation? It simply means to preserve your fertility. How do you go about it? We know normally age is a factor when it comes to a woman's fertility, and also time is of essence when it comes to a woman's fertility, because once a girl child is born, she has a fixed number of eggs, or we call it oocytes. Once she gets to puberty, which is and when she now gets to menarche, meaning the first menstruation, she has about 400,000 eggs remaining. So every year she keeps ovulating. Every month she keeps ovulating, menstruating, releasing these eggs. And the reproductive mechanism in humans is very wasteful. Even though one egg is the one supposed to ovulate, which is the dominant follicle, we call it the dominant follicle, it's supposed to be the one released. But in the process, she recruits a good number of eggs. One becomes dominant. These are complex chemical mechanisms that happen in the body. One becomes dominant, and that one she ovulates, while the others that were recruited alongside will naturally die off. So you see that fertility is reproduction is a very wasteful process in the humans. Same goes for the male folks. In an ejaculate, you have about 20 million spermatozoa in one ejaculate, and you just need one to fertilize an egg. So you see that the process of reproduction is quite wasteful. How do we slow down this process? How do we halt it? How do we ensure that we have children even when we are above the age of having children? They said in gynecology, it says that a woman is considered old when she's above 35 years of age. She's not physically old, but when we say old in respect to reproduction. So how do we now ensure that women are able to, because a lot of women want to pursue their careers, they may be at the peak of their career and they're not ready to have a child at that point in time. Or sometimes you have couples living far apart. We have that common in our environment. You have a situation whereby maybe the husband is abroad and he's not able to come home often. He may be able to come once in 8 years, once in 10 years. So how do we ensure that these couples are able to still have children irrespective of the time Because when you are counting down, you're like, oh, time is going. A woman whose husband is abroad, she'll be like, when will he come back? When time is of essence to me, and she's above 35 years of age, she starts panicking, she starts getting depressed and all of that. So how do we preserve the fertility in couples living apart, women having to pursue their ambitions, their goals, their careers? How do you preserve their fertility? How do you, even there's some ailments that may require, that may result in destruction of the gonads. When I mean gonads, that means the ovary in a woman and the testis in a man, because the testis is where spermatozoa is being produced in the man, while the ovary is where eggs are being stored in a woman. There are some ailments like cancers. A woman who goes through chemotherapy or radiotherapy may end up having her ovaries destroyed. So also a man who goes through chemotherapy or radiotherapy may have his testes destroyed. So in these people, they need to preserve their fertility before they go for chemo or radiotherapy. So how do we do that? What are the modalities involved in fertility preservation? First of all, you can have sperm freezing. I'll start with the man. A man living outside this country, a couple living far apart, the man can freeze his sperm, which we have the facility for that in our center. You come, you freeze your sperm, then you can go. No matter how far you are, the sperm is there, it's viable, it can stay for as long as 20 years, it's there. You can use it for the woman anytime. We've had setting a good number of couples with this challenge in our center, where you have the man living abroad and he can't come often. He can't come home often. Coming home is not cheap, and probably because of his work schedule, he may not be able to visit Nigeria often, and sometimes immigration issues may not make the couple be able to see as often as they should. I remember that we said that one of the episodes we discussed about infertility, and infertility is an inability to achieve conception after 1 year of adequate, unprotected sexual intercourse. So when you have a couple not living together, they are not going to have sexual intercourse as you want them to have. So there is no, you can say that, and once there's no sexual intercourse, there won't be pregnancy. So the man can come, if the man can come just once, he can come and freeze his sperm, and no matter how long it takes, we've used a sperm that was frozen for over a year, and we still achieve pregnancy. So it's not a problem. You can freeze the sperm, and then you are at peace with yourself. So even if you're traveling, which is the commonest one in our environment, couples living far apart, there's need for them to preserve their fertility, which is the commonest, and that's why I'm really emphasizing on that. So you have that. His sperm is stored well. So even in the eventuality where he travels, it's not a problem. Or where he's not available, it's not a problem. The woman can still get pregnant with the sperm that is stored. And we have that facility in our center. Then we also have a situation whereby, okay, when it comes to the woman, how do we come into that? How we should be able to preserve her fertility? You can have a situation whereby you generate embryos. When I mean generate embryos, she goes through an IVF process with her partner. You grow her eggs. Once the eggs are grown, you bring it out. You fertilize it with her husband's sperm. And then the babies, we call them embryo at that stage, because they are microscopic. You don't see them with your naked eyes. They are grown in the lab. So once you grow them to a stage, we can freeze these babies. So you see that the way technology has so evolved, science has gone far beyond what most of us think. So every person can keep doing what you want to do. Whenever you're ready, you can come and have your babies. Some career women in our society, because we know that pregnancy is usually a setback for some people. Pregnancy is a blessing, don't get me wrong, it's a great blessing. But also, when a woman wants to achieve the peak of her career, there are some things you may not want to do at that particular time. You may not want to get pregnant at that time. So you can come, generate your embryos, freeze those embryos. Whenever you're ready, you can come back and take your embryos. Your babies are there. So it's a win-win situation at the end of the day. Most of all this, most people in the developed world, they do it. That's a lot. They do that a lot. So you can still achieve pregnancy whenever you are ready. So you don't have that time factor behind you. I say, oh, time is going. I need to get pregnant. No, you can now take your time and get ready for the pregnancy whenever you deem it fit. So I advise most women who are trying to achieve pregnancy, and at the same time they are trying to achieve peak in their career. They are trying to grow. There are 1 or 2 delays. You can come and do IVF. Keep your babies, freeze them. Whenever you're ready, you come and take it. There was a case in China of recent whereby there was a couple, they froze their embryo, and after 13 years, she went back and when they lifted the ban of one child to one family, she went back to take her embryos after 13 years, and she had a baby. So no matter how, you can freeze your embryos for as long as you want, and whenever you're ready, you come have a baby. So every woman has a chance. Every couple has a chance. Sperm freezing can stay as long as you want it. So the man can keep doing his thing. He doesn't have to be thinking of, oh, my people are saying that I've not gotten my wife pregnant, I need to come home. No, you can stay where you are. As long as your sperm is frozen, we have your spermatozoa. Whenever your wife is ready, she comes in and she can have her baby anytime, any day. So I encourage every such challenge couple, be it for reasons of not being able to live together, for reasons of not being able to carry a child pregnancy because of career or other reasons, and even for those people going through chemotherapy or radiotherapy, you can also do that. Then there are instances where a man who has finished having children, though that's also common in our environment, you can have what we call vasectomy. A man can decide to do family planning. They are family planning for males, so it's a permanent method of family planning. Most men that want to go for vasectomy, they may want to freeze their sperm before going for the vasectomy. Because once you've done vasectomy, you may not be able to achieve pregnancy naturally. Because then it's a family planning. Family planning is to prevent pregnancy, but it's a kind of a permanent method of family planning for men. So if you want to do a vasectomy, you can freeze your sperm down. So if you change your mind to have more children, because nobody knows tomorrow, you can still come and collect your sperm, which is frozen, and use it to have the desired children you want. So I do encourage everyone hearing me today, everyone listening to me, you can spread the word to tell couples that live apart, tell couples people that relations, friends that that have this challenge. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Since there are 2 tubes, if a woman has one of the tubes blocked, then there's a theoretical 50% chance in getting pregnant. We've had a 62-year-old woman got pregnant with twins and delivered.
Many women go from one hospital to the other, trying to cure what is not actually a disease.
It's Health Monitor, the #1 health show.
Apple. Apples contain antioxidants called flavonoids, which may help lower the chances of developing diabetes and asthma. Apples are also natural mouth freshener and clean your teeth with each crunchy bite. Did you know an apple's flavor and aroma comes from the fragrance cells in apple skin? So for maximum flavor, do not peel your apple. Plus, the vitamins lie just beneath the skin.
It's Health Monitor, the #1 health show.
Today we're going to be talking about alternative, complementary, or integrative medicine, which include dietary supplements, herbal preparation, specialty, massage therapy, magnetic therapy, and even spiritual healing. And we have an expert to educate us more on this alternative or complementary or integrative medicine. And in the person of Professor Badiriwa Sunday Adewale, is going to educate us more on the benefits of alternative medicine and the risk attached to alternative medicine. Let's listen to Professor Badiriwa Adewale.
My names are Professor Badiriwa Sunday Adewale, Professor of Complementary and Alternative Medicine. The topic for today is going to be on complementary and alternative medicine. What is complementary and alternative medicine? Complementary in a simple English means when you join some things together. Complement, you are a complement of somebody. Complementary means those things that are similar in characteristics, but they have one similar aim to achieve something. That is what complementary means. So complementary medicines are those type of therapies that has been in use with the sole aim of trying to allow the body to activate the healing characteristics that is present in our body. And what I'm saying is our body has been equipped with healing characteristics. That's why you discover sometimes when you have a wound, the wound can heal miraculously without you applying any chemicals on it or any medicine. Just like a dog that is being hit by a running car, it will be licking his wound. That is spittle, is laden with what we call germicide. Germicide means things that can actually heal wounds. They are present in the saliva of those dogs. That's why it's licking his wound. And in no time, the dog, that fractured leg will be healed up. So that's an example of the fact that our body is equipped with healing characteristics. This type of healing has been on since when early man started evolving. You know, what I mean by that is during the primitive age, early man not only fabricated equipment for farming, but there are some equipment that are also fabricated for healing. And that means that when early man is working and is feeling some pain or some stress, the tendency is for him to apply pressure in form of holding the place like this. And in the process of holding it, he's been able to discover that while holding it, that pressure is having some correspondent effect on some visceral organs in the body. And that was what led the Chinese to discover what we call acupuncture today. Ability to now identify those points, you know. But like I said, complementary medicine means those form of healing that are natural in characteristics. And we have over 300 of them, which are being practiced all over the world. Some people call it traditional medicine. I want to say that traditional medicine, complementary medicine are not the same thing, you know. But along the line, you may find that there could be a kind of interwoven qualities in both traditional medicine and complementary medicine. So complementary medicine will mean those areas of medicine that are being invented in some part of the world, taken to another country, and it becomes what we call alternative medicine. Just like the Chinese did. The Chinese invented acupuncture before the birth of Jesus Christ. They now took it to other parts of the world. It is now called complementary or alternative medicine. But in China, it is still classified as traditional medicine. So we want to get all these things clear, because in this country, people are fond of mingling the two together. Especially, I want to say, with due respect, even some journalists, they always mingle it together. They don't know the difference between complementary medicine, alternative medicine, and traditional medicine. Traditional medicine are those medicine that was invented that were wheeled around our culture, which we've been using. It has some beliefs in it. They use herbs, they use animal parts, they use various things to perform complementary medicine, and is inherited from generation to generation. And some of the actions could be inexplicable, meaning that you may not really readily be able to explain some aspect of traditional medicine. For example, somebody is bleeding and somebody chanted incantation. How do you quantify that? How do you prove that one scientifically? Some of them cannot be explained. That is why we say they are inexplicable, but they are effective. They work. Because whether we like it or not, we are all going around traditional medicine. The professors, the heads of state of today, they were going around traditional medicine. So we shouldn't pretend about that. So, but because of the advent of Western medicine, some of this sort of medicine are being relegated to the background today. So, but happily, the nature is now repeating itself. People are now going back to traditional complementary alternative medicine. So, Nigerian government, in its wisdom, has been able to recognize 5 aspects of complementary medicine. Before, there wasn't any recognition. You know, the first set of complementary medicine was recognized first by the former heads of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, in the year 1991, under the decree MDCN of 1991. That was how complementary medicine was recognized. And those areas that were recognized are naturopathy, osteopathy, chiropractic medicine, acupuncture, and homeopathy. These are captured in the Nigerian decree MDCN Act of 1991. You know, so that one is there. So it is a legitimate thing to practice in this country. So let us now look at all these ones that I have mentioned. When we say naturopathy, what does it mean? Naturopathy is coined from the word nature. Naturopathy. When you use nature to heal, it is called naturopathy. Elements of nature, what are they? Sunlight, water, vegetable, fruits, herbs, and all these things. Those are classified under naturopathy. Some people call them nature cure. Nature cure. Biblically, it is supported. You can find it in the Bible, find it in the Holy Quran. So many of our prophets, especially Jesus Christ, interacted a lot with complementary medicine, or what we call natural medicine. Jesus used water for healing. When you use water in healing, it is called hydrotherapy. You know, when the water is hot and you put a cloth inside it, like our parents used to do in the village, they dab water into it and they apply it. That is called hot compress. You know, that is part of naturopathy. When the water is frozen and it becomes an ice, it is called cryotherapy. They use it a lot in physiotherapy. That is what you see today when people are playing football and someone is injured. The first line of treatment is ice therapy. That is cryotherapy. That is still naturopathy. So you can see that our work cannot do without the help of the nature. So we cannot say because of the advent of Western medicine, we now throw away all these things. It is not possible. We need all this, you know. So in all over the world, no single art of medicine can stand on its own without others, whether we like it or not. Even in Western medicine, we have gynecology, we have pediatric medicine, we have all of them. So everybody has his own discipline. But in some instances, they have to interact to bring about what we call the total healing. Complementary medicine also is as such. So I just talked briefly about, then still in naturopathy, they use sun for healing. Like in countries like Israel, where we have the Dead Sea, the sea is full of therapeutic qualities. People go to Dead Sea today, not because they want to go and see the wonders of the world, but because the water and the mud itself is full of healing potentials. This is part of naturopathy. That then people use fire when your body is hot, like in Canada now. A lot of people are applying heat. Because if they didn't heat their body for their temperature to be at the optimum, their blood can frozen up, and that will be very, very detrimental. That is a form of therapy. You know, when somebody is shaking in the village, they will say, go and stay near the fire. That is a therapy. So we have all sorts of, and then we have hot water therapy today, which is also a very good therapy for you to be able to regulate metabolic activities. So the aspect of naturopathy is very wide. We also have some people who are healing with magnet. We have people who are healing with herbs. You know, so it is very, very wide. When Jesus was here, Jesus see somebody with mud. That is also naturopathy. Like I said, Jesus tinkered a lot with naturopathy. There was an instance in which somebody touched the fringes of his cloth. That is energy medicine. You know, so we can go on and on like that. And when Jesus died, Jesus was buried with aloe vera. And when Jesus was born, some angels, they brought some things for Jesus. All those frankincense you are hearing, they are herbal spices that are very rich. In fact, King David in Psalm 51 and verse 5 said, wash me with hyssop and I will be clean. That hyssop is a very good cleansing herbs, very, very rich in the Middle East. So our life is wound around all these kind of therapies.
What can cabbage do for you? Cabbage is rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients, which are linked to heart health. It is a good source of fiber, which promotes gastrointestinal health. Abundant in vitamin C, which supports a healthy immune system. Renowned for its cancer-fighting properties, it helps to reduce the risks of prostate, breast, and other cancers. When choosing between red or white cabbage, go for the red. It contains more protective phytonutrients than white cabbages.
This is where we draw the curtain on today's episode of your favorite health program, Health Monitor, your guide to good health. And I hope you have learnt more on today's episode. Till I come your way next time, I am Adenike Famujuro Fakayode. Be healthy and stay healthy.